altar is a place of spiritual exchange. It is the place of petition. It is the place where when we lay it down, the root of the cross destroys it. But we have gotten away from the altar. And can I say this to you? You cannot become addicted to the mic, but be allergic to the altar. Can I say that again? You can't become addicted to the mic, but you're allergic to the altar. Worry, fear, and sin has to go, and prayer must be established. You see, God called us to walk as redeemers, patterning our lives after the example of Christ. That's my third point. You got to walk upon these traits. We can unite with other Christians in other cities. Come on. We have to become a dwelling for the Spirit of God. I'm talking about more than having right doctrines. I'm speaking of right attitudes, biblically correct vision, theologically accurate faith, so we can actually reveal the life of Christ to the unsaved and the world around us. You all have heard this before. You are the only God that some people will ever see. I believe in people being themselves, because when you don't be yourself, people go without missing that part of God in the earth. The vision of Christ likeness should be the focus of both leadership and the congregation. This has been the Father's purpose from the beginning of time, and it remains His unchanging goal at the end of age. Fourth point. If we build upon the foundations of Christ, we will certainly be found standing after the storm. I want everybody to look down at your feet. Look down at your feet. Your feet are in the house of God. There are some people that desires to sit where you're sitting right now. People died and are still dying from COVID that wanted to live. The nurses and the doctors are exhausted. I pray for them all the time, encouraging them not to get tired, not to give up, because those are the people that have replaced family members holding the hands of loved ones leaving this life because nobody could be there. That broke my heart more than anything. The people left without hearing the voices of their loved ones, or feeling the warmness of the hands of their loved ones when they were leaving this life. And the only thing that matters, listen, is at the end of your life is that you know Christ.
Yes.
The Bible says to die without Christ
is a consuming fire.
Is a consuming fire. We don't hear much messages preached about hell anymore, but can I tell you this? It is a real place. Now, let me say this about the place. It was never ever created for you and I. It was intended for the devil and his imps, because the Bible says that when Lucifer fell, a third of heaven fell with him. It was created for them. But the Bible says the soul that sinneth shall die. But then those of us that know God, the Bible goes on to talk about how blessed we are to be asleep. We go from labor to reward. Just that fast. We don't linger in purgatory, ain't nowhere that we stay around for 3 days, 7 days. We go directly into reward. Your foundation is going to have to be strong. You just entered into a new year. Everybody always enters in with a different kind of mind. New Year's resolutions, affirmations, all of these things. But what you really need to make sure is that you have a strong foundation. You need to make sure your foundation is built well.